Hello. I'm trying to join us on Zoom. We still have people joining us. 582 Hello, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Good to be
Thank
here
you for
again.
jumping in. How are you? How are you?
Very well, very well.
Thank
This is I'm still encouraging people to look out for us on TikTok. As much as possible, we will like to be in those mainstream social media so that
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on TikTok now.
okay. When you put it in your account, you can invite me.
Okay.
Mm. Welcome once again. Today we are back again on discussing issues that affect families and individuals that are neurodivergent. On at Essence Oasis, it's all about the neurodivergent children. But something that has struck us is how the peculiarities of gender can affect the type of challenge a child is experiencing. And as parents, we are looking at not as in isolation, but with a focus on the girl child. The girl child is on one part, but it's even more difficult when you are a girl child and you are also a Black African minority. It becomes quite a challenge. We have so far been able to apply our experience in supporting other parents because each time we're out there, we observe that parents are struggling, parents are, under a lot of pressure based on dynamics of culture, social status, socioeconomic levels. These are all different determinants of health that makes raising a girl child on the spectrum very dicey. On one of these occasions, we talked about how it is not just difficult for the parents, but also because the culture, the social expectations is that the mother is the sole trainer of the girl child. And the father was also putting this pressure, telling another parent how the wife has not been able to train the girl child to be able to cook. And the question was, is it always one person's duty to do this? Or is it something that society has somehow managed to place on the shoulder of just the mother? Or are we in a position to try to balance things? Don't get us wrong. We are not trying to, how do they say, challenge anomalies, but we are trying to expand our views when it comes to who does what and how what is done. Who does what in the sense that raising children is a general of both parents. They all have peculiar roles to play in the life of each child. But some cultures have made it such that it is the wife who is supposedly responsible for raising the children, while the man is out there making money and bringing food home. So today we are looking at the girl child, for instance. We are throwing it out to everybody. Whose duty is it to raise the girl child, especially when she is on the spectrum? Some people may argue that because it's the woman who understands her better. Some people may want to argue that the father plays a very peculiar, inexplicable bond activated role in the life of his girl child. We all know that chemistry between a father and a daughter is always something that nobody can break when it is right. You understand what I mean? Many fathers have a very strong bond with their girl child, especially when it is their first daughter. And then when things are going left, when things are not going as it should, instead of capitalizing on that chemistry, there is tendency to start blaming the mother for not doing it right. So the floor is open. Let us all see it from different angles. Some people may want to argue that it is the mother's duty. Some people may want to argue that it is the duty of both parents. Some people may want to argue that the father has a strong role to play. As much as possible, please, we want to hear your voice. We want to know what you think. It's an open floor. We all learn from experiences, from reasoning, from observations. We are here to learn, relearn, and unlearn. So the floor is open. We want to hear, if you are writing it on YouTube, we want to hear your voice. If you are writing it on Zoom, we want to hear your voice. If you are talking from TikTok, we want to hear your voice. Please tell us, let us all learn. What do you think? Whose responsibility is it to support a girl child who is on the autism spectrum? Who plays the most important role? Who is it that should have the greatest influence on the child? The floor is open, people. Tina, are you there? Hello, Tina. Dr. Adeswa. Oh my God. Essence Oasis. Should I invite you? Let me do this. Oh, I see. Tina is on the bus. Oh, the wind is telling me that he's leaving, that he has an appointment. I'm inviting Essence Oasis to please accept my invitation on TikTok. And if you have something to tell us, the floor is open. Good. I see you now. Mm-hmm. I see you now. I hope you are following the gist this evening.
I was trying to connect on and invite you. I invited you.
Okay. Okay, Tina. Let me see. I've not seen you. Request again so I can invite you, Tina. Tina is asking to be invited on TikTok too. Yes, thank you. Thank you, the wing. We are having a good day. This evening, oh, okay. Oh yeah, just come to Tina is saying she's there. Okay, mine is Brain Foods UK. On TikTok, we are on Brain Foods UK. What's your name? T? Are you T? The thing is that I just don't want to invite everybody, because sometimes you invite and you see people that are like in other parts of the world that may not really be able to capture the essence of the life. Tina, let me know your name on TikTok so that when you come in, I will invite you. Tina, okay. I've not seen you yet. When you come, just all right. The main problem, as we are set out to discuss today, is the target is girl child on the autism spectrum. So a lot of times the girl child on the autism spectrum, there is a big challenge, because we say that parents, fathers usually have a very strong bond with their daughters, with the girl child. But on several occasions, maybe because the child is on the spectrum, or when things are generally not just going, I've seen you, Tina. When things are generally not going as desired, there is tendency to look at it as the young the mother is the one who is not doing what she ought to do. But we are saying that it would be nice that the father should harness. Well, this is my own opinion. However, we are throwing this open to say that in so many situations, the parents tend to lean more. The responsibility tend to lean more on the mother when it is not going right, just because it's a girl child. But my question is, shouldn't the fathers harness that lovely bond they share with their girl child to make it an advantage, to use it as an advantage to uh, to be able to influence positively the life of their baby girl? Essence Oasis, are you there?
I am.
You seem to be echoing. Tina,
I
I'm
mean,
trying to invite you. Can you tell us something? Yeah,
yeah, I
Tina
believe
says,
uh,
okay.
what we are talking about is mainly making sure that both parents are involved fully,
Yes.
and the
Exactly.
the responsibility of building the child, because when we say a child is on the spectrum, it means there are certain challenges involved,
Yes.
and definitely it takes both parents to be able to support emotionally,
Yes.
support socially, and when it comes to life skills as well. So it's very important that both parents be involved. And yeah, definitely there are cultural clashes,
Yes.
but that does not take away the love you have for your own child. For you
Exactly.
to go the extra mile to make sure your child is to make sure your child is receiving the right support, because
Yes.
at the end of the day, what matters is the well-being of the child,
Mm-hmm.
is the best outcome that can be achieved for the benefit of the child. It's not the blame game, it's not who or what, it's just the child's well-being that should be paramount.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the main thing.
Thank you so much. I like that aspect. Tina has been writing here. She said both parents have to be involved. And she said she thinks it should be a shared responsibility. Exactly. Um, yes, in several of our sessions, we have pointed out, someone has pointed out, why are we focusing on the girl child? I think today's topic would also offer us an insight why it would be nice to look specifically at the girl child, because this is the child that a lot of things, a lot of cultural speculations, like I won't call it prejudices, because people are not doing it in a negative light. They are doing it as just what is due to a certain gender. So this is the type of child that expectations are huge culturally. And also, this is also why we are focusing on Black African minority, because in our culture, right from when a child is born, they say, oh, sit properly, you know you are a girl. Oh, don't go to that place, you know you are a girl. Oh, don't jump too high because you are a girl. Oh, don't climb a tree because you know you are a girl. And then it goes on and on and on and on. And then you become a mother, and then it's like, oh, you ought to train the child. Oh, it's your responsibility to do this. But tonight, apart from looking at what uh, different people think of this situation, we are here to say that raising a child is a responsibility of both parents. At least Adeswa SSOSC has made that much clear. Tina has made that much clear. We as parents raising children will continue to make that much clear, because aside a shared responsibility, there are peculiar roles that each parent has to play in the life of a child. There are things that a mother gets a child to do that a father cannot get them to do. There are things a father gets a child to do that a mother cannot get them to do. So when things are not turning right, the point that SSOSs just made now is that there should be no blame game. And don't forget that the blame game on a child with additional needs is already a pile of hill even before it comes to be like the skill deficit when there is one. The blame game would have started by when they started noticing that things are not going well. We would have started by, where did you get this child from? This child is definitely not from me. My genes are perfect. Nobody's like this in my family. You don't know where you got the child. And then that is the first step. Then it gets to the step where a child is supposed to be doing certain things and they're not doing it. And then it starts again. This is another level of blame game. It becomes like, oh, as a mother, you are supposed to have trained your child to do this by this age. Your child ought to have been doing this by that age. Your child ought to have been doing that. We hear it a lot. It comes up a lot of times. And at some point, the mother starts feeling responsible. The woman starts feeling like, yes, it's actually my fault that this is not happening. We are not saying do not put all your efforts. What we are saying is that if you are around such a family, and especially if you are one of the parents, it's important that you don't make it all about the other person. It's important that you see it as a challenge to the whole family, and you see it as the responsibility of the both of you as parents. Because when you work together, even the children see it. When you work together, even to the psychology of the child, it presents a united front. And when it presents that united front, the child tends to recognize it and comply. Why I'm talking about compliance is that once a child senses that the father is probably blaming the mother for an incident, if it is a mischievous child, you will see that child tending to disobey the mother. They tend to see the authority of the father as a superior authority to the mother's authority. And that subtle disrespect starts rearing its head. And what are you looking at? Inefficiency. You are looking at, if you thank you, Samantha. We are looking at, if a child was going to be achieving even that milestone in a short while, you see a defiant child, a disobedient child, a child who tends to not value the authority of the mother, because he or she must have, okay, in this case, she must have seen the mom being talked down on by the father. So this goes a long way to say that when the children see you as a united front, it goes a very long way to help both of you achieve results faster and better. Because once you start throwing the blame game, as Essence Oasis called it, the children are feeling it, they see it, and they know that it exists. So whoever is presenting as a superior personality would always see themselves, will always see a situation where the child tends to start looking down on the other parent. So in this case, we are saying, whatever the case may be, whether you feel traditionally that it is the role of the mother, or you feel traditionally that if it is the mother that feels traditionally that it is the role of the father, try and keep it to yourself. Not just keeping it to yourself, come together and agree that it is not the fault of any of both of you. Like many of you have pointed out here, is that it is a combined effort. It is the role of both parents. Thank you, Tina. Tina says that when you work together, it reduces the burnout on one of the parents who takes the sole responsibility. So if you make it a sole responsibility of one of the parents, that parent will be burnt out. And what it means, I don't know if so many people see this, especially parents. especially uh yeah, parents like the opposite gender. If I am the mother and I'm burnt out, do you realize that it affects the whole family? Everyone gets to suffer it, whether you like it or not. If I am the father and I'm burnt out, everyone is going to suffer it. So, as parents, whether things are going well or going south or going north or west or east, the message here is to act as a united front. Put your heads together. Okay, yeah. Tina is still saying that it reduces the burnout on the parent taking the sole responsibility. Yes, put your heads together, work out a plan. Okay, like on one of these occasions, we talked about, if you have observed that this is happening as a parent, what stops you from one of these days say, oh, my princess, let us make something beautiful? You wear your apron, the daughter wears her apron, and you are in the kitchen and you show her, make it like a point of duty. Say, like, every Saturday is me and my princess that are going to make food for the house. You will not imagine the kind of memory you are creating in that child. Instead of sitting down somewhere and blaming the mom for not doing what every both of you should have done, why don't you invest your time, your energy in making it right instead of laying blame games? Like Essence Oasis has pointed out, blame games is not anyway helping anybody. Instead of helping, it destroys even whatever you have built before. Like I was saying just now, blame games tend to lay a kind of disrespect on the other person, even from the children. Children tend to be reflection of what we do, how we act in the house. So if a one parent is blatantly, obviously disrespecting the other parent, blaming them for things not going well instead of finding a way to work it out together, the tendency is that that parent, the respect for that parent goes down among the children. And when this happens, even the little they ought to achieve is no longer possible. We will see the children not obeying. Some of them will just be indifferent. When the mom is even saying, look, we have to make this food together, I'll be like, I'm not interested, kind of. But if the dad was there as a support rather than a blame machine, I believe and trust me, things will definitely turn out differently. Children want to see both of you acting as a united front rather than a divided front. When they see their parents acting as a united front, you both will go a long way in achieving the desired result. Essence Oasis, are you still there? Hello? Okay. Essence Oasis seem to have left. I'm sure she's somewhere. But tonight, if you are still joining us, welcome to Building Bridges. Building Bridges is a program that tries to use lived experience to support families that are raising a girl child or girl children that are neurodiverse. Neurodiverse girl child, especially those of Black African minority group. Why do we say that? We say that because in many homes, our backgrounds determines a lot of things. Where we come from determines how we perceive actions. A lot of times, things that mean nothing to someone might mean everything to another person, not because they are different actions, not because they are the same utterances, but because our backgrounds are different. Now, what we are talking about this evening, where we see how um, children could be children, should I call it inefficiency? How we see that the outcome of a child's training can be entirely blamed on the mother is as a result of our background. It happens because of where we come from. It's even an issue just because of where we come from. So we are addressing this issue based on where we come from, what is obtainable. We understand if this is not obtainable in your own culture, and that is why we are here, because we are open to learn. If this is different, um, okay, Tina is saying that parents have to understand that each parent has their strengths and how they each understand the situation at hand. Hmm. I hope we are getting this. Tina is saying that different parents has their own perspective of a challenge in the home. When a child is and for me that still goes back to our background. Even as much as even as much as we are all coming from a general, background, our upbringing are also still different. And this is what Tina is trying to say. Tina is saying that even each parent, even from the same background, even from, you may all be Black, Africans, but as individuals, there are ways we also perceive each situation at hand. Each parent can interpret each situation differently. And whenever we talk about diversity, we are not referring to diversity as a negative thing. We are referring to diversity as a positive thing, in the sense that we should be able to take the positives from each of the diverse situations and use it to complement the shortcomings. Yes, Essence Oasis. Okay, I think I will
Yeah,
invite you
but it's
again.
no longer. I've not been able to speak down there.
Uh-huh.
So,
I,
maybe I will, because you said I should go live. I did, but then I came directly to yours, and it was a bit confusing. Anyway,
yeah,
we'll carry on. Yeah.
I have invited you. I did invite you. So when I invite you on mine, you just appear on my life. I have invited you again.
All right, let's go on. When I'm talking, they could hear, right?
Yes, everyone can hear. Please,
Yeah.
let's go on.
Yeah, we've spoken well about the parenting,
Yeah,
and it's a matter of teamwork and embracing the situation.
yeah.
What is there's an understanding, so it goes across cultures too. Just as it's more heavier in one culture than another.
Than others. Yes.
So we also would like to focus on the educational challenges
Okay.
that that happens when families, especially in this part of the world, the BMA. the BAME community, that's the Black African Minority Ethnic Group,
Yes.
is quite challenging. So sometimes there's some of the challenges that's being faced, delayed diagnosis and
Yes.
access supports, cultural stigma and misunderstandings around neurodiversity,
Yes.
educational barriers and school experiences.
Yeah.
And down close most of the time is very stressful on the children when they are being isolated and not given the right school environment to be able to flourish, the right support.
Yes.
And my own experience has, you know, make it, one will wonder if there's actually care. Does people really, the system really care about the outcome of those children, or they just push them aside as statistics?
Yeah.
So that's an area, and that could cause family friction. You understand? Because when children felt that they are being rejected, it's a very heavy thing for them. You understand? And the
Yeah.
family struggle as well, because at the end of the day, there are many parents that have to be stuck and they can't do anything with their life because they have to be the one that meets up with those needs.
Yes.
So the solution is the children, no matter how young or challenging the situation, they have needs. They are human beings. They
Yes.
have they want to be acknowledged. They
Mm-hmm.
want to be supported, even if it comes with certain challenges. But it's our duty as a community, as a system, actually, to make sure, because there is this disability. I don't know, but in some countries, you understand,
Yes.
so there are disability policies that give same right, human rights, for
Mm-hmm.
everybody to have access to education, to human dignity, basic human dignities. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? And many
Yeah.
parents feel isolated and ostracized
Mm-hmm.
because they can't access the education or the support needed. And most of the children, why we are focusing on a girl child, is by the time a girl becomes 18 and has not attained the basic education that will help, make them to have a certain level of independence around their life. So
Yes.
what what are we doing? Are we setting them up for failure, or what exactly is the building up that is the system doing about this? So I'm talking about, like, personally, I lived in the UK, and I can see like a lot of frustration in families when it
Yeah.
comes this kind of situation. And culturally, it's even worse, as
Mm.
we have heard about parents getting to the point of blame gaming,
Blaming.
blame gaming, and game blaming, and sometimes one of the parents take a walk, mostly the father take a walk
Yes. A lot
of
of
the
times.
picture. Yeah, that happens, and this, you know, is not okay. It makes the family to rupture. It creates that vacuum and the stress that come along. So
Yes.
these are things that we are looking at, and when someone, like, part of the community, as you just make some noise around what you don't have understanding of, you become part of the problem instead of part of the
The
solution.
solution,
So
yes.
why are we creating this awareness? Why are we making this discussion? So bring it to our knowledge that though there are difficulties, but if we, uh, as a human being, like try to go the extra way, extra mile, even as a system, you know, we will be able to support those children. We've seen children with challenges, but some of them are the most brilliant inventors
Exactly.
over the time in history, even till our time, because they've had the right support.
Mm-hmm.
So when we come to this Black African minority ethnicity in some of those Western worlds, and with the cultural stigma, it becomes triple the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
These are things that needs to be looked into, that needs to be supported, that needs to be addressed. And amongst our own community, we shouldn't shoot ourselves on the foot. Let us have this empathy and be supportive to parents that and the children. Because one thing is deep down inside every child, we are all human and there's brilliance and need for acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to wear empathy and respect as a form of um, uniform to be able to embrace everyone as be supportive,
Yes.
because a very challenging journey already within the family, as we have heard, between spouses and even siblings. Imagine when the pressure comes from the system, from the school, and
Yeah.
then from our own community as well. So it's always good to have this understanding, and then we are able to know how to step in. And even if we can't, don't give unsolicited advice, because most of the time, when you blame a mom that she didn't train her child well, you're just compounding her problem and not
Exactly.
supporting.
Adding guilt to the existing problem.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, there was a meeting I had on it's been a week now. And one of the questions that came in was that what are the areas of support that I believe that young people, neurodiverse young people might need? It hadn't occurred to me before that question, but I just started answering. And one of the answers I gave really just gave me an insight of ways we can also start exploring in supporting these young ones. And that is employment support. Employment support in the sense of me now talking, not necessarily begging people to employ them, but us as parents who understand them, who know them in and out, creating that space where they will be, trained to be who they will be. Productivity, you know, productivity improves our sense of worth, self esteem, self respect. So I was just thinking that being the very population we represent, I don't know if it's because we are at that stage also in our own journey, but it has really become paramount that we start looking at creating that environment where our children will be productive on them by themselves on their own comfortable space. You get what I mean, doctor?
Yeah, I get it. And
Yeah.
I think part of what we need to be doing,
Yes.
because at the end of the day, you know the strength of your own
Your
child,
own child.
and making it possible. I know sometimes it can be difficult when finance is short, but
Exactly.
making sure that their strength is being
Her nest.
said, harnessed, and remunerated.
Yes.
It's
Uh-huh.
their self worth, and you can be their reference when it comes to them going out
Yeah.
to get a job in the community.
Yeah.
So it starts there, And one of the thing there is everyone has something, and
Yes.
we have to focus on that strength
Mm-hmm.
and maximize that strength so that at the end, to the level that they can, the best of their ability, they can be able to also impact their own world in their own way.
Yes. So creating that environment to foster productivity, because believe me, a lot of parents, when this child leaves school between 16, 17, 18, they have no idea what to do with their children. They have no idea. A lot of parents are just, watching them. Finding a job becomes, you are waiting for when someone agrees to have them, and when there is a provision for someone to be their guide. I think a lot of efforts should be targeted at providing their own environment. Let's say these are just things that are going on in my head. I'm not saying it's something we can go out and have. We can have a full, maybe a grocery shop or a bakery or just a skill center where when that child comes there, there is an opportunity to harness their own strengths where they can be, invested in doing something productive.
That's very true. One of
Yeah.
SSOS's initiative is Food for Fun.
Yes.
Children come in to learn all kind of cuisine. But what is so peculiar about Food for Fun is not just about food, but it's about learning different cultures as well.
Yes.
So we take maybe a Spanish food, but then we learn about the Spanish people and
Yes.
learn
Okay.
more, and then making their food. And so what we now find out during the time we did that, we were working with it breaks bigotry,
Yes.
it foster teamwork, and it also foster self-esteem, because at the end when a child comes out with their wonderful uh, uh, foods that they have done by themselves, it makes them proud, and
Yes.
it also makes them to, even if they've not been to that particular country, they already have idea, and they've not
Yes,
already
what
had.
they have. Mm-hmm.
Those are things that we have developed. We've worked with it for a long time, but we will go back to it now that we are fully back.
Yeah.
And yeah, these are things that could help, and that skill set, through that you can find someone that become a world chef. You
Mm-hmm.
understand, or a
Yeah.
world baker. So these are ways. And there are, dancing classes and things that helps the children to be more expressive and
Yeah. And to even integrate more with,
yeah, yeah, to be able to integrate more, communicate more. So those are different ways that one can help. But it's also come down to community coming together and resources being available to fund initiatives and the willingness for us to put in the effort as well to make sure
yeah,
that the
to,
outcome desired is being achieved.
yeah. It takes a lot, it takes a whole lot. But the truth is that at the end of the day, it just doesn't help only the child. A lot of children that are even there may not have known so much about their own culture. But from that kind of interaction, children not just learn, but they learn even their culture, and they also
Yeah,
learn the culture of their friends. And
exactly.
prejudices are broken. People
Yeah,
get to see, oh, so this is what it looks like. Even if
exactly.
you have not traveled to such places, you would have
You already
known.
know. Yeah,
Yes, even
and
before you visit, you already know what to
know
expect.
about it. And then imagine you can make that food. So it just take away
Huh?
whatever
Huh?
is the, you know, whatever you might be thinking
Are you happy?
about that particular place. So it really is a good initiative. We
Yeah.
we we applied it during that time, even before COVID. We were very functional, and then COVID happened. We went back, but most of our children, grew up as well. So,
Yes.
but we are coming back to it now on full time
Yeah.
and making sure that so this is just one part, like what
Yes.
you said. So different community can actually come together as a cooperative and set up something
Uh-huh.
supports and enhance the productivity of our children.
Because at the end of the day, the school as it is kind of gets to a stage where it becomes, um let me not use the word obsolete, but the
Just
child
curriculum.
the child is requesting for something more concrete.
Mm,
Application, not
that's
just teaching me to count 1, 2, 3. The child needs to start applying and being productive, rewarding
yeah,
activities that reward in a very satisfying ways of, okay, I got this money from doing this job. Everyone deserves that opportunity. Everyone. It doesn't have to be people that have to pay bills and all of that. You just have a sense of worth by carrying out activities that are rewarding, that are you are solving your needs, that you are, even if you're not solving all of them, you are contributing to your own life. It's
that's it.
satisfying, it's rewarding, and it increases one's self-worth.
Thank you, everyone. We are coming to the end of today's session. Thank you so much. Put in your thoughts, and not sure if Auntie Tina wants to say something.
Yeah, I'm home now.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So I would want to say that looking at it from the perspective of talking about the girl child, I know most people will be like, yeah, we've got both genders. So why are we focusing on the girl child? But one thing we have to also understand is the girl child has got a more of diagnosis, which sometimes is misdiagnosed or not diagnosed at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because naturally, female are seen as maybe they are generally quiet. So when a child is behaving in a place where she is being reserved, we might just take it as is a normal way
Yeah.
of the child's character, but maybe there's something that child is struggling with.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
And research
because
have that girl children, they mask more. They mask more. Yeah, go ahead, please.
yeah, and also um looking at the perspective where women, female have hormonal grow different kinds of hormones and all that. So you can imagine that a child who is already going through struggles, and then when she gets to the stage where her hormones, like her menstrual hormones and all these things are coming in, already the child is not understanding what she is going through. So when she is going through other extras, it makes it difficult. But because there's a mindset that this is how females are, we tend to overlook certain things.
Yes.
So I think it's very important that we focus on the girl child, because sometimes it's even hard for you to advocate for certain support for them, because we
Mm-hmm.
might take it as it's normal.
Very true.
Exactly.
Thank you
Yes.
so much for that. Thank you once again, everybody. Together, we can create pathways where every child feels seen, understood, valued, and supported. Let's bridge the gaps. Let's
Yeah.
amplify family voices. Let's build inclusive futures for our children. When cultural understanding and inclusive practice meets, every child has the opportunity to thrive.
Yeah.
So that's our focus is to help every child thrive. Within a healthy family where mothers are not guilted, fathers are not stigmatized, but everybody is empowered, to support and help the child thrive. Thank you once again. It's been a wonderful discussion. We hope if you come across it, uh, you are able to learn one or two things, and it will change your outlook on neurodiversity. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you. We are also open to your suggestions.
Yeah,
Whether you are live or you come across it at some point, please drop your comment, share the video or the link, because we are here every Thursday evening to share our views, 7 to 8 o'clock. We share our views. We want to hear your views. Do not carry your burden alone. We are here to support and to uplift. We may not have the solutions, but we have the experience, the insights, both lived and professional experiences. And you realize that most times the things you think is strange is no longer strange, because we have seen and we have experienced. So feel free to reach out. Feel free to be a part of the conversation whenever we are here. Thank you so much, and see you again next week, Thursday, the same time, always.
bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone. It was a very good discussion this evening. Um, like we all know, parents with additional parents to children with additional needs have additional uh, issues to deal with. If you come across them, don't make life any more difficult by suggesting parental tips and all of that. Just show empathy. If you do not have anything to say, take a walk, but don't increase their problems. It wouldn't be palatable to them and to the children. It increases the pressure and increases anxiety. Please don't add to their burden. Thank you so much and see you again next time, next week. Have a lovely weekend if yours is starting early. Some of us still have to go to work tomorrow, full time. Thank you once again. Have a lovely evening. Bye bye. I'm trying to end it here.